So I don't know how many of you follow David Hewlett's YouTube channel, and if you're not, you should be. But the other day he uploaded a video where he was talking about ghost experiences, and he asked people to share their ghost stories. In my comment, I mentioned that I am writing a ghost story called The Nethergate, which is kind of true. I have a solid outline, I just have to actually write it. And he responded back with this. You know, even though you read about this all the time online and in books and stuff, this still surprises me. The power of sharing. I've been working on my stories for a really long time now, and for a while the only people I would talk to about them were my closest friends from college. Then a little over a year ago I was at a bonfire with some friends from Kohl's where I used to work, and I started talking about writing a little bit. And what surprised me was that I have known these people for 5 years or more, and none of them knew that I write. What? I never told them. But they were also actually interested in what I was telling them about my stories. And I found that the more I share, the more people are interested. The other night, a bunch of coworkers and I went out for happy hour, and I ended up sitting next to a person that I had not spoken a single word to before. We started talking, and after a while it came up that I write screenplays in my spare time. And I started telling him a little bit about the end and what that's about. And what I think was the coolest thing about this was not only was he genuinely interested in my story, he said it sounded super cool and he'd definitely see it in theaters, but he also got inspired. He found out I do all this stuff when I'm not at work, you know, writing, designing my own concepts, running a YouTube channel, and trying to launch my acting career. He got inspired to try to pick up his own hobby, playing the violin. And that was just so cool. I love inspiring people to do what makes them happy. It makes me feel all tingly inside. So that, and David Hewlett saying that he wanted to read my ghost story Nethergate, whether he actually meant it or was just being nice, kind of got me pretty inspired the last few days. And the irony of the fact that David Hewlett said he wanted to read my ghost story is that I'd actually rather he read the end, because there's a character in there who I'm going to be doing the concept for next week, who I've always pictured as David Hewlett. So lesson here is share your work. I know I keep saying it, but seriously, do it. Because not only will you get people interested in what you're working on, but you might also inspire them, and that's always worth it. It's super effective. Speaking of sharing, before I get to showing you guys the concepts that I did this week, I wanted to share these with you. These were painted by the artist Wojtek Fuss. I'm really sorry if I butchered your name. These were some female Star Wars characters that he created because he felt that Star Wars needs more female characters. And I just thought they were so awesome I had to share them with you guys. And I agree, Star Wars could use more female characters. That's why I was super excited when Gwendoline Christie from Game of Thrones and Oscar winner Lupita Nyong'o were cast in the new movie. By the way, I actually sent in an audition for the new Star Wars movie. They were holding an open casting call back in November last year, and I submitted a video audition. They didn't pick me. Anyway, moving on. So last week I showed you guys designs for my character Lilith, the main baddie in the end. Here's the final design that I came up with. A lot of you guys really seem to like the red shirt in the second design, but overall liked the first and fourth designs the best. So I took the best of both worlds and then added some of the red in. It's not as bright as it was in the second design, but I didn't think it worked if it was that bright. Thank you guys for all of your feedback. So this week we're going to be working on Danny. He's the main male lead in the end. He's kind of the leader of the group of survivors that we follow through the story. He's the one with the most weapons training because he used to be a medic in the Navy, and before the world ended he actually worked as an emergency medical technician. He and Eve develop a very special bond throughout the story. He's a nice guy, but he's tough and does what needs to get done. Now I know what you guys are gonna say, well, if he used to be in the Navy, then how come he doesn't have a bunch of military clothing and stuff? That did occur to me while I was thinking about his designs, but the reason why I didn't go in that direction is because he's not actually in the military when the world ends, and even if he had all of that stuff anyway, he's actually in a bunker with all of these other survivors and safe. And so when they eventually have to leave, he doesn't exactly have time to change into his military garb. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Please make sure to like this video and subscribe so you can see more every week. Keep your head in the clouds, guys. Bye!